Hi everybody. In this video we're going to talk about how to fit a motorcycle helmet, how to measure a customer, get them into the right size. Now, a couple of things that you're going to want to remember, customers tend to want helmets to fit like comfy running shoes, and they're not supposed to. They should be snug. The basic guideline is you want them as snug as they can be, proper shape, but you want them to be as snug as they can be without giving the person a headache or making them uncomfortable in any way. So you want to get to the smallest size that will fit them properly. You want it really snug around this line in the head. So you want to remember cloth tape, and you're going to want to refer to a size chart. In our case, for LS2, it's on page 123 of our current 2020 catalog. So, a couple of things that you want to keep in mind. Everybody's head shape is different. You know, they go from fairly round all the way to what we'd call a long oval. There's no federal guidelines as to what each of those are, so there's a little bit of guesstimation. You know, no two helmet makers do it exactly the same way. You want to look at the person's head, you want to get a basic idea. If you know you're holding a shell that is a round shape and you've got a person with a long oval, probably not the right helmet for them. And if you put a helmet on a person's head and they say, oh, this helmet really, it doesn't fit, that brand doesn't fit, what they're really saying is, this helmet doesn't fit my head. There are a lot of different shapes out there. Now, in the case of LS2, the vast majority of our products are intermediate oval, with some that go slightly long oval and some that go just a little bit more towards the oval end. But really, 90% of them are in the intermediate oval range. So now we're going to take a moment. I'm going to pull in a customer and I'm going to measure their head. All right. So I have my customer, Adam, here, and Adam is wanting to buy a motorcycle helmet. Now, you're a really good candidate actually for this training video, because I can see from the shape of your head, you're a little bit narrower this way, a little bit longer that way than most would be, okay? So that shape is going to matter because the measurement might be a little bit different than the size chart would say it would be, or that it would suggest as far as the size goes. So we take our cloth tape measure. Now I'd get a regular cloth, I happen to have a special LS2 one here, but just use a cloth tape measure. And we're going to go to the back of his head, and we want to get to the point that is kind of the thickest part of his head, and come around, and you can see his forehead sticks out a little bit more at the bottom, so I'm going to go just a little bit lower, and I want to be about an inch above the ears, and there we go. So, okay, it looks like you're measuring in at about 58 to 59 centimeters. So I'm going to go to the chart, and the chart says 58 is medium, 59 is a large. So I've already told you his is a little bit longer front to back, okay? My choices would be medium or large, but I'm going to start him in an extra large because I can see that extra length of his forehead. So Adam, I'd like you to try this one on. Now, another quick tip, always open the shield, especially if there's a cling on it, because if you happen to have somebody who's a little bit claustrophobic, they're going to be more comfortable if that's open as they're putting it on. Give them a little bit of an instruction how to put it on. A lot of people just want to smash it on their head and the straps get crooked and such. So hedge your bets and give them a basic lesson on how to do it. So I want you to take it, spread it just a little bit. You can see how the pads are spreading there, and then just kind of roll it on your head. Okay. All right? Okay. Okay, great. So why don't you grab the straps and just give it a little tug. Good. Okay, now I'm going to grab the helmet, all right? I'm going to hold it still, and I'd like you to shake your head like this. Okay, now twist it. Okay, so that seemed a little bit loose to me. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and slide that off, and we're going to try a large for you. Once again, I'm going to open the shield. I'm going to remind him, spread the strap, and I'm going to hand it to him. And then roll it onto your head. Okay, grab those straps, give them just a little tug, get it in position. Okay, great. Once again, shake your head. Now up and down. Now that feels like a good fit. My question is, do you have any hot spots? Do you have a place where it feels like a finger's poking you or anything like that in the helmet?
Nope, no hot spots.
Great. Okay, now just keep in mind the pads are going to break in just like shoes do. Over your first 100 to 300 miles, it'll get a little bit looser, but I think that's a good spot for you. Feel good about it?
Yep, feels good.
All right, there we go. So there you go. It's pretty simple. Measure the head. That measurement is just a starting spot. You go to the chart, you find the one that most closely corresponds to that measurement. If you're at all above the halfway mark, go one size up. Better to be comfy and a little too loose when they're trying on for the first time than to be too tight. Then if it is too loose and you have them move their head and realize it is, then move them down one size. Now, the intermediate oval that is the cornerstone of our design actually fits about 85 to 90% of Americans, because in some cases someone with a little bit shorter front to back, a more oval shape, will fit in in an intermediate oval shell. They just might need to go up one size. Somebody with a longer oval might fit in an intermediate oval. It's not like a hard and fast rule. There are, of course, those customers who any given brand isn't going to work for them, and you just have to accept that sometimes that's the way it is. Think about shoes. You know, there are people that wear a 10.5 in one shoe and they have to go to an 11 or an 11.5 in another. In a different one, they've got to go to a 9.5. It's totally normal and part of the process. But practice this a few times with your friends. Maybe line up people in the shop, measure them all, get them fit, ask them what size they're comfortable wearing beforehand, and you start to develop a feel for what size they might be. Try to look at the top of their head down and start to get used to the idea, are they round or are they long oval or somewhere in between? And if you do that, I think you're gonna be just fine at fitting helmets. Always keep in mind your two tools. Get a cloth tape measure and a helmet chart. And remember, you're starting, this is a starting place. The measurement and the measurement on the chart are where you begin. Halfway up or more in between sizes, go a helmet size up. Thanks a lot.